Hey folks, let me just start by saying I miss you. I love you. I wish we could be together. I do. So we'll do the best we can. All right. I wanted to do the Zoom on Friday with the Hamlet discussion between all of us so we could talk about it, so we could see each other, so we could interact. I did see Abby at Wegmans one morning early when I had to go spend over $100 to get a little bit of toilet paper for the family. And it was nice to see her smiling face and talk to her a little bit, and I'd like to see everybody else too. But I can't do that right now. The Zoom on Friday, because of people had work and Dance 4, I know had a lot of you were in that Zoom on Friday morning, and there were other class commitments, other things. So we'll try again next week. We'll try again maybe for poetry projects. I really want to do the poetry projects. I want everybody to have a chance to do it. Even though it's scary, it feels good once you've done it. It feels good. You do it, you present it, you do your recitation, which is scary, and then you teach it, and then everybody interacts with you, and you're like, yeah, I can do that. I thought that was going to be impossible. When I first got that assignment, no way am I doing that. And I've conquered it. It's one of those things you conquer, and you come to new challenges as your life grows, and continue to little notches in your belt there of things that you've done that you didn't think you could. Sometimes this is one of them. So I want everyone to have a chance to do it. So I hope that works out for us. All right. So since we can't do the Zoom on Friday morning, I thought perhaps I would go through a little bit of the Hamlet. I know it's just me talking at you, and that's no fun. But a little bit of the Hamlet and help you a little bit so you can get those assignments in, because we need to get those assignments in. And we had a faculty meeting yesterday over Zoom and talked about the need to get grades in, and third quarter is still ending on the 27th. And we got to start getting fourth quarter grades. We got to do assessments. We got to do all these things because this may be going on for a while. So, we got to get some grades in. Let me help you out a little bit. All right. What a year, huh? You heard the AP tests are going to be online now, probably already. They're going to be 45 minutes on the computer. I'm not sure how they're doing that. You picked the right year to take AP, I guess. Maybe this will be an easier one than normal. I was writing to Isabella on the discussion page. I just saw your responses today. I've been checking other things and forgot that I said, hey, put insights, put thoughts down here on the discussion page. And I said, you're not even going to remember who your AP teacher was 10 years from now. I missed so much time for surgery and now the coronavirus. You're like, yeah, remember that guy a little bit? I don't know his name. Whatever, Sorry about this awful, awful year for you as far as AP Lit goes. Feel like I've cheated you, or you've been cheated out of what could be a really good course. I'm sorry about that, guys. Makes me sad. I've been doing these videos for my seniors, my regular seniors, my Regent seniors, reading Hey Nostradamus and explaining and talking about it. So thought I'd give it a go and see if it works here. Okay. All right. So I'd ask you to do scene 3, act 3 through the end of the act, and Cam wonderfully put up the page numbers for us. So it is on page 161 here on my book. The king has left the play. Hamlet has put the play on, and he's seeing that the king is guilty, and he says, now, tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on. Now I'm going to do it. This New Year's resolution moment, right? I said Hamlet's full of New Year's resolution moments. Here's another one. First, it's the ghost shows up, and he says, remember me, remember me. And Hamlet's like, remember you? I'll do nothing but remember you. I'll wipe away everything I ever knew in my brain about how to stay safe from what's going on right now in the world. I'll forget everything. And I'll only remember your command to kill my uncle and leave my mom alone. I'm going to do it. And then he talks himself out of it, right? This conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great picture moment with disregard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action, right? I was going to do it, but I think too much about it, and now I'm not going to do it. Shoot. All right, and then the players come. And the first player puts on that passionate scene, and his eyes begin to turn red and cry, and his face looks like he's sad, and his whole body shows the contraction of woe, of sadness. And Hamlet says, man, look at this player right here. who over a fiction, over Hecuba. What's he to Hecuba or Hecuba to him? He should weep for her. It's a fiction. It's a made up story. And he's getting all upset. What would he do if he had a real cause like I do? Heaven and hell have come back to tell me, kill my father, kill my uncle, avenge my father's death. I've done nothing but unpack my heart like a whore and stand unpregnant of my cause, right? So he's like, okay, now I'm resolved to do it. And he decides, oh, I'll put a play on. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. So he puts a play on that looks just like the murder of his father. And to talk of the poisoning in the ear and stealing the queen and the brother's wife and doing all the things that Claudius had really done, Claudius stands up and stops the play. And Hamlet's like, yes! Now I know he's guilty. I take the ghost's word for it now. I've proved it. Now I can kill him. Now could I drink hot blood and do such things the day would quake to look on, right? Is it the day to quake? The day would quake to look on? Yeah, the day would quake to look on. Now I'm resolved to do it. But we know he doesn't, right? Because you've read this. And you know he comes across, and it was one of the assignments. He comes upon the king, and he thinks Claudius is praying, and so he pulls out a sword to kill him, and he starts thinking about it. We'll talk about that in a second, right? But if he did do it right then, we wouldn't need all the rest of the play. But Hamlet is paralyzed by thought, right? Paralyzed. He can't do anything. We have three. Well, I can't give it away yet. All right, hang on. Bear with me. The king says, yeah, I don't like. Let me one more part. And remember, Hamlet talks to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and he says, "Here, play upon this pipe." I don't know how. It's as easy as line. I think Cam with a flute can tell you how to blow in the instrument and do the fingers and make it all work. He says, "Play the recorder. It's as easy as line." And basically, what he's saying is, you think you can't play the recorder, but you think you can play me. You would sound out my secrets, my notes. You would know my secrets. You may play upon me, but you cannot fret me. And then he stops, and Polonius comes in, and whatever. Okay. So now the king, and the plan was to send him to England to get rid of him. Right. He's got to get rid of him, especially now, because now the king knows that Hamlet knows. Right. Hamlet just put on a play that mimicked what the king did. So the king has to get rid of Hamlet. Okay. I like him not to stand safe. We got to get rid of him. And he says, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, you're going to accompany Hamlet to England. There's a little bit more to it than that, but we don't know it yet. You're going to accompany him to England. Go. Right. Polonius says, I still want to be the one that knows it all. I'm on the bottom of page 163 because I want to know it all. I'm sure I'm right. He's going to go talk to his mom in her bedroom tonight before she goes to bed. I'm going to hide behind the arras again, behind the big tapestry. There are lots of sneaking around and hiding. And I'll listen to what he says to his mom because, maybe, moms can't be trusted to be honest with her husband. She might take her son's side. So I'll eavesdrop and I'll listen. And I'll come back and tell you what they said. All right? Okay. Now, the king's soliloquy. Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand and pause where I shall first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but this twofold force, to be forestalled ere we come to fall, or pardoned, being down? Then I'll look up. My fault is past, but, oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I'm still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder, my crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense? Is the corrupted currents of this world offence's gilded hand may shove by justice? Well, one more time, I ruined that. Offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft is seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There's no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature. And we ourselves compelled, even to the teeth and forehead of our faults, to give it in evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can? What can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state! Oh, bosom black as death! Oh, limed soul that's struggling to be free, art more engaged. Help, angels, make a say. Bow stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well. You say hi to AP Lit Kids? This is Marin Hamlet. All right, so let's look at this. I know you did this on your own, and if you watch this before you do the assignment, hell, oh, Mr. Shook gave us the answers. It's all right. Here we go. My offense is rank. It smells to heaven. What I've done is so bad, you can smell it all the way in heaven. It's the primal eldest curse on it. I killed my brother, right? And it's the eldest curse because Cain killed Abel. Remember when Cain and Abel both in the Bible? Cain and Abel, you weren't there when it happened. I don't mean remember when you were little and you knew Cain and Abel. Cain, oh, you doing work, honey?
No.
Oh, should you be doing homework? It's school time. Oh, okay. The stretch class? Okay, with Ms. Tomaszewski? Okay. I'll be right there in a few minutes to do our schoolwork, okay? Love you. All right. We're doing homeschooling here. It's actually pretty cool. We took what's our Buddha room, and we put 2 desks in it for the little ones and a big table for Jenny and me to do our work, and then Miranda's on the bed and Maddie comes in on the floor sometimes, and we have a schedule for school all day, and math and science and literature and quiet play and creative play and gross motor, big motor, go out, run around in the yard, have fun, play. We start every day with going outside and walking and gardening and stuff like that, and raking and other stuff. And it goes throughout the whole day, and then through dinner, and then they are free after that. Yeah. Jason should be doing schoolwork.
She's watching a video.
All right, I'm trying to do this video with my kids, honey. I need you to go do schoolwork. Hang on 1 second. All right, sorry. I love them. They're awesome. All right, so Cain and Abel both offered sacrifices to God. God liked Abel's. He didn't like Cain's. Cain didn't like that. So Cain killed Abel. He's the first murder. He killed his brother, and he was kicked out, sent away into exile, and he has the mark of, he was marked. He has the mark of Cain on him. And Beowulf, I know it's not your class, it's the other senior class, but in Beowulf, the Beowulf poet says that either the Beowulf poet or the Christian monks who wrote it down afterwards. There's this cool thing in Beowulf where there's this pagan poem that's so important to the people, the Anglo-Saxon people, and then it was written down by Christian monks, the scribes, and they put this Christian overlay on top of Beowulf. So there's contradiction, it clashes, right? And they had to be careful not to ruin the pagan poem that's so important to the people and turn them off, but they couldn't leave out the Christianity as well, so they put this mix and match thing. But either it's got to be the Christian monks, not the Beowulf poet. Now let's say it out loud. The Christian monks say that all the evil things in the world, all the things that go bump in the night, ghosts and vampires and werewolves and monsters and the boogeyman and all the stuff come from Cain eventually, right? But anyway, he said it has a tangent that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that's me. Okay, so he says it has the eldest brother curse upon a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be sharp as will. I want to pray, but I can't. My guilt overcomes my strong intent to pray. What if this hand were full of blood, of the blood from killing my brother, kind of like Lady Macbeth, right? Trying to wash the blood off her hands after the killing of Duncan. And she can't ever do it, and then there's not really blood there. She still always tries to wash it off. Could I get rid of it? Now, here's the cool part in this. He says, it's line 46. Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but this twofold force? Prayer has two purposes for prayer. One, it says to be forestalled ere we come to fall. We pray to keep us from sinning. Lord, help me be faithful, keep me from committing sins, help me be true. And you pray to keep from doing things that are bad. Or once you've done things that are bad, the prayer is to get forgiveness. Okay? He says, I've already done it, so it can't keep me from doing it. So it's got to be this one, but it can't be this one, right? I don't want to give up what I got from doing the sin. So imagine Elio. Oh, sorry, Elio. Elio breaks into Best Buy. Stores are closed. He thinks this is the time to go in and get a new laptop. And Elio breaks into Best Buy, and he's got laptop under arm. He's got four laptops, one for each member of the squad. Five. We'll throw Ronan in too. He's got a laptop for everybody. And he comes out, and the police are like, freeze! Hands in the air! It's like, I can't put my hands up. I'll drop the laptops, and you'll get me for destruction of property too. Um, and Elio's like, no, no, no. I don't want to go to jail, please. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Forgive me. I won't do it. Well, besides the fact that that's probably not going to work, but if the police did say okay, Elio doesn't get to keep the laptops. You got to give the laptops back. So the king says, I can't really pray for forgiveness for killing my brother because I don't want to give up what I got, the power, the crown, the queen, with her every night. That's what I really want. So I wanted in the first place. So I can't really pray. I can't pray. I want to pray. My guilt stops for praying. And then rationally, prayer has two purposes, and neither one of them fit my situation. I'm not willing to give it up. And he goes on to say, in this world, with power and money, you can buy justice. Not really justice, right? You can buy fake justice. You can get off of things. If you have enough money, you're a celebrity, you can do things and get away with it. And if you're not, then you go to jail. And that's in this world. And now he's the king. He'd probably get away with it and, manipulate things to try to, he's gotten away with it so far, manipulate things to keep getting away with it. But up in heaven, it's not so. It's all laid out right here. Like the old, there's a movie of the things you've done in your life. You have to watch the movie and account for all the things you've done. It's like that. There's no shuffling around. There's no cooking the books and hiding things in loopholes and tax shelters. You did what you did, and it's right there to be seen. So he says, I can't pray. I'm here. Get on my knees. I'm going to get down on my knees and try my best to pray. Okay? So that's what he looks like. We know the king has just admitted to being guilty of what he was being accused of doing by what Hamlet thought he did. And we know he's not praying. He can't pray. But it looks like he's praying, and that's important. So he gets on his knees and it looks like he's praying. Hamlet comes up. Now might I do it, Pat. Now he's a praying, and now I'll do it. Whoosh, he draws his sword. And so he goes to heaven, and so am I revenged? That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do the same villain send to heaven? Why, this is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown as flesh as May. And how his audit stands, who knows, save heaven? But in our circumstance and course of thought, is heaven heavy with him. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul, when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No, up sword, and know thou a more horrid hint. Whoosh, put my sword away. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at game of swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays, this physic but prolongs thy sickly days. And then the king stands up and says, my words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go. Saying the words, but I don't really mean them, so it's not really prayers. Okay? So this is important. This is the climax of the play. Right here, this moment, you're like, what? Nothing happened. But that's the thing. Nothing happened, and it should have. The king looks like he's praying. Hamlet comes upon him. He's got the sword out because he's just come from the play. He's said, now I could drink hot blood and do such things that they would quake to look on. It's a witching time of night. Now could I do it? Now I've got this great resolve. And he runs into, he sees the king ready to be killed, pulls the sword out and goes, oh, wait a minute. He's praying. Now, remember, we said at the very beginning, the Elizabethans believed that if you were killed without a chance to purge your soul, without striving your soul there at the last rites and that last confession, then you had to be confined to fires during the day, walk the earth at night, burn away your sins. But if you were able to do that, you got to go to heaven. So his father was a good man. He was a good man. I don't think I'll look upon his like again. He's a good man. But he still got confined to fires during the day and walked the earth at night because he got killed in his garden, sleeping by his brother without a chance to make last confession. So here's Claudius, a bad man in an ancestral relationship, who has all these bad habits, murdered his brother, but he's Hamlet thinks he's purging his soul, that he's praying and getting forgiveness from God, and that if he kills him, he's going to send him to heaven. And that's not revenge. That's like doing him a favor. I can't do him a favor. My father was killed in the middle of, without that chance, in the middle of his garden, his orchard, and his orchid, right in the middle of the flower. And here he is, ready to go to heaven, and I'm helping him. No, I'll wait till he's gambling or swearing or in bed with my mother or doing some other horrible, sinful thing that has no relish of goodness in it. Then I'll kill him. Talks himself out of it, right? This conscience does make cowards of us all, and the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with a pale cast of thought. The resolve to do something is ruined by thinking about it too much, so he doesn't do it. So it's the climax of the play, because if Hamlet kills Claudius right here, no one else has to die. But because he doesn't, people drop like flies from here on out. There's going to be a whole list of folks that die at the end of this play, as all happens in Hamlet tragedies. And one's going to happen pretty soon here, because Hamlet didn't kill Claudius. His would became a should, and the should became he didn't even do it. Right? Okay, so this is getting long. I understand that. If you turn me off and be done, or turn me off and come back to me later, or stay with me. Here we go. Okay, so then scene 4, the queen is in her bedroom, and she says, she's waiting for Hamlet. Polonius says, Hamlet's going to come see you, he's going to talk to you, and I'm going to hide behind the curtain here, Polonius says, and spy on you. Okay, so he does that, and Hamlet comes in. Now, mother, what's the matter? The queen says, Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended. Mother, you have my father much offended. She says, you've offended Claudius, your father. And he says, you've offended my father, Hamlet Sr., by what you've done. Come, you answer with an idle tongue. Go, you question with a wicked tongue. Why, how now, Hamlet? What's the matter now? Have you forgotten me? The queen says, have you forgotten who I am, Hamlet? And he says, no, by the rood, by the cross. Not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother. Now, oftentimes you see she slaps him when he says that. He says, no, I haven't forgotten you. You used to be my mom, and you still would be if you hadn't married my uncle in this incestuous relationship. Right? And she says, nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak. And then he grabs her, come, and sits you down. He pushes her down in the chair and says, you shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you. You're not leaving here till I show you inside of your evil self what you've done and what's going on. And then she screams out, what wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help, ho! And there's Polonius hiding behind the curtain saying, what? Ho, help! And for the first time in the entire play, the entire time we've known Hamlet, he doesn't think about things. He pulls out his dagger, and in a rash move, he turns and says, how now, a rat! Dead for a ducat, dead! And he stabs. How about he stab him in the back, or maybe gangster style stabbing like this? I don't know, between the legs, stab over the head, behind the back stab. He stabs through the curtain and kills Polonius. He's like, oh, I am slain. And he falls down there. And the queen's like, oh me, what hast thou done? Nay, I know not. Is it the king? Him's like, I'm hoping it's Claudius back there. God, gotcha. But he gotta know it's not, because he just left Claudius, so I'm praying. But oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this, she says. A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother. As kill a king? Aye, lady, it was my word. And then he pulls Polonius out from the curtain. He goes, ah, thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better, for being the king. Take thy fortune, thou find'st to be too busy as some danger. Now, the funny thing about this scene is, so he kills Polonius at the very beginning of the scene and pulls him out. Now, in the movie, Polonius has got that little devil eyebrow, and you can't look away from it as he's laying there, and he bleeds out the rest of the scene. This blood just drips down his body and pools around him, and it just fills this huge area. They continue to talk. Hamlet continues to hammer on his mom about what she's done while Polonius is bleeding out there in front of him. Now, he may be dead already. Maybe he's not bleeding out as in life flowing out of him. Maybe he died instantly with all these stabs. But either way, he's just bleeding all over the thing, all over the floor like a stuck pig here while they're having this scene. And Hamlet turns back to her and says, "Stop wringing your hands." Like she's, wringing her hands and all nervous and worried. It's like, "Stop it. Sit down. I got to talk to you. I got things to say to you." And her response is, "Kill a king and marry his brother." Most people agree that means she didn't know anything about the fact that Claudius killed Hamlet Sr. Um, Maybe she was having an affair with him. I mean, it happened awfully fast if she wasn't having an affair with um, Claudius. The marriage happened awfully fast, or maybe she really just does need a man in her life. Okay, love it. Um, but she seems not to know about the murder. Okay, so she says, "What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me? What have I done that you're talking to me like this? I'm your mother still. Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fire forehead." Could edit this and make myself look better, but I suck sometimes. So here, let's try it again. Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Oh, such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face does glow with salinity and compound mass with heated visage, as against the doom is thought sick at the act. Heaven is looking down and is sick with sorrow. It says, looking straight now, sick with sorrow from thinking about what she's done of marrying Claudius, right? What do you need? The Barbie sing? Yeah, there you go, buddy. You're welcome. So he goes on to say, and they shows her pictures. Like, look here. This is a picture of my father, of your previous husband. Look at him. He's like Hyperion, the sun god. This was a man. This was a king. This was the epitome of what you want to be. And now look at this. This is what you've married now. This is my uncle. This satyr or satyr, however we want to go with it, that you married. That is, as far from Hyperion as I am to Hercules. He said in his soliloquy. Look what you've married. How could you leave from the mountain of this to feed on this? Right? Nobody does that. And as old as you are, it's not love. The blood doesn't get all excited about love and get all tingly and butterfly at your age, he says. It's got to, kind of think about it and do it for a reason. Who would do that? Um, and he just keeps on going, okay? And I'm not going to read all this to you because you can read it. What devil is it that hath cozened you at Hoodman's blind? Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but a sickly part of one true sense could not so mope. Oh shame, where is thy blush? Rebellious hell. And he goes on to keep going at her. And she's like, "Oh Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnest my eyes to my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their tint. Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, hunting and making love over the nasty sty." She says, "Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter in my ears. No more, sweet Hamlet. A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cut purse of the empire and the rule, that from his shop the precious diadem stolen put in his pocket. No more, a king of shreds and patches." Right? He's just yelling at her. And yelling, she's like, "Stop, please, I see it. I'm looking inside and it makes me so sad. You cleft my heart in twain, you cut it in half and stop." He just keeps going and going and going. And then suddenly the ghost appears and he stops. He's screaming, what's his last word? "A king of shreds and patches." And then he looks away from her into the corner, saying, "Hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What was your gracious figure?" And the queen's like, "Oh, he's gone crazy. What's he doing?" And Hamlet to the ghost, "Do you not come your tardy son to chide, that lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say." And the ghost, "This is you, Justin. Do not forget, This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. A whetstone is a stone you sharpen knives on. So this visitation is to sharpen your blunted purpose. You forgot what you're supposed to do. I'm trying to get you to do it again. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest body, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet. And he goes, how is it with you, lady? Now, all right, imagine this scene. Imagine we're in the classroom, right? And I've come in and we started class, and then Maddie Tatchin says, Miss Shook, I didn't do my independent reading paper. And I go crazy. And I go, didn't do your independent reading paper? Are you kidding me, Tatchin? You do this every month. How can you possibly not do your independent reading paper? How can you not do your work? And Maddie's like, please, Mr. Shook, I know, I'm sorry. I was so busy. I won't do it again. I feel bad enough. And I keep going, seriously? Your rest of your siblings can get their work done. I never have this problem with anybody else. I know your mom. I'm going to call her. Are you kidding me? And Maddie's like, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Shook. I'm sorry. Maddie, I cannot. And then I just stop. And I turn to the blank air in the classroom, and I start talking to myself. Oh, sorry. Oh, save me. Oh, Joe. And I turn back to Maddie, and I go, Maddie. Oh, my whole family's come down thinking I'm screaming. Yeah. And, I'm sorry. And then I turn, and then I turn to Maddie, and I say, Maddie, how are you? Right? You look at me like, Maddie Tatchin in class. You'd say, look at me like, oh, you have lost your ever-loving mind. He's crazy. Right? This is what Hamlet does. He's screaming at his mom, then he turns and talks to the ghost, which she can't see. This is important. Talks to the ghost, and then she turns back to mom and goes, hey, mom, how are you? As if he hadn't been yelling at her all this time. She can't see the ghost. And this is what I asked you in your assignment. Why can't she see the ghost? Is the ghost really there? Does the ghost show up just to talk to Hamlet? Earlier when the ghost showed up, everyone saw the ghost. Everyone saw the ghost when it showed up before. Now just Hamlet sees it. So why is that? What's the purpose of that? I don't want to say all that. I don't want to give that away. Actually, I want you to think about it. People have different opinions about that. You think you know why?
The ghost.
Well, get over here and tell everybody.
Maybe the ghost. He like spit in all the eyes so they can't see the ghost, but he didn't spit in Hamlet's eyes, so he can still see the ghost.
I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe the ghost spit in the eyes of everybody else, but not Hamlet. What do you think, Jason?
I think.
Good job, Mary. What do you think?
Maybe there's not a ghost there.
Yeah.
He just thinks there's a ghost, and he's talking, and he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this," and then he goes up to his mom, and he's like, "Oh, hi, Mommy."
All right, I love it. Okay, that's a great answer too.
And that he shouldn't be yelling at his mommy.
Oh, okay. So I said I wasn't going to do this, but now that Jason said that, I am. So one of the thoughts is that the ghost isn't really there. It is Hamlet's inner guilt, his guilty conscience, because the ghost said, "Leave your mom alone." Right? And here he is, he's not doing it. And so his guilty conscience is manifesting the ghost as a way of reminding him of what he was supposed to do. That's one.
So
That's not. No, you're not wrong. That's one option. That's how one.
Together.
The other option is that the ghost really is there and only manifests to Hamlet for that same reason. Or maybe Hamlet's gone crazy. He pretends to be crazy the whole play. Maybe he really has gone crazy. Or maybe the ghost spit with toxic stuff into the eyes. What would that look like? Let's do it. Ah, my eyes! Like that. All right, perhaps that's it. All right. Okay, we're almost there. Like a breeze.
Yeah.
And then it would just be a darkness. I mean, you just couldn't see it. That's all, right?
Yeah, you're just like.
All right. Hey, let me finish up.
Just get.
All right. And so then he turns back to her quickly. Love it. Okay, so he goes to talk to her again, and then what happens the rest of the scene is he says, "I'm not crazy. Look, feel my pulse. Ask me anything. I'll show you. I'll prove you I'm not crazy. I'm really not. Don't think that my craziness is what's going on here when it's really your guilt for what you've done." And then he talks to her and he says, You got to change. You got to stop. Don't go to bed with Claudius anymore. If you don't have virtue right now, fake it till you make it. All right. Doing something over and over and over again will break a bad habit until you get a better habit. So don't go to bed tonight with him. It'll make it easier next time and easier the next time. And don't let him like twisting your cheek or touching your chin or rubbing your hair and any of these smoochy little things get from you my secret that I'm not really mad, but I'm mad in craft. This is a plan, right? So he confides in his mom and says, "This is what's going on. Stop hanging. Stop going to bed and sleeping with Claudius. Get out of that incestuous bed. Stop it right now, and don't be on my side. Don't tell him that I'm not crazy, but that I'm just I've got a plan in place." And she agrees. She agrees. So Polonius was right about the mom taking Hamlet's side, which is why he was hiding. But of course, he's lying there dead on the floor. And then as the scene comes to a close, he says, I've got to go to England, right? My two school fellows, whom I will trust as I will Adder's fang. Adder's a poisonous snake. I'll trust my Rosencrantz and Guildenstern like I would a poisonous snake about to bite me. They have letters that seal my fate. And as I go to England, they're letters that Claudius has written that says to the King of England, when you open these, kill Hamlet. He wants to get rid of Hamlet completely, right? He says, it's okay, Mom's all right, fine, let it work. I'll delve below them and blow up their plans, right? I'll hoist them with their own petard. I'll catch them with their own trickery, right? So it's okay. I got to go to England.
I can put it back.
Stop.
I can put it back. I can put it back. I want to put it back, please.
Sorry. Okay. So he says, it's okay. I got to go. Let it work. I'm gonna figure it all out. Right? And then he grabs Polonius, and this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish, prating knave. I'm gonna lug the guts into the neighbor room. Come, sir, to draw to an end with you. Good night, sir. Good night. No, just good night, mother. So that's the end of the scene. He's gonna drag Polonius away and take care of the body. And then we're going to come back to the circle of life theme as they try to find Polonius's body. All right, so I hope this helped. Again, I miss you. I miss you all. I really do. I wish we could be together and do the crazy shenanigans and have the boys put the phones up on the back wall and have everybody ignore me while I'm trying to teach. You can do that from home. But I do miss you and I love you all. And hopefully we'll do Zoom soon and maybe we'll even get back to school together before your senior year is over. Okay. Send me any questions, any thoughts, concerns you have. I'll respond to you and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.